Coffee with Connie. Today, my guest star is the fabulous Jamie with Jamie's Hooked. And how are you doing today, Jamie?
I am doing quite well, thank you.
Awesome. And well, I'm having a rough day today. I'm probably gonna need like a gallon of coffee today.
Oh my.
um, as y'all see, I have sunglasses on, and that's because my eyes are really irritated today. They're
Mm,
red, they're watery. I even have a headache. Put some eye drops in my eyes earlier, and I was hoping that would have gotten them like feeling better before my live started. But yeah, please bear with me today. I probably won't be able to see the best either. All right. So if anybody, whenever y'all enter the chat, please leave a comment to let us know you're here. And also, I want to welcome those that will be watching on replay. And if you watch the replay, please leave a comment. Let us know. Also, feel free to answer any of the questions that we asked today in the comment section. And I see we have Mindy and Julia here. How are y'all doing today? And what are y'all working on? Oh, thank you, Mindy. I do not feel like I look fabulous today. If y'all would see like my eyes, Jamie saw them. They look bad. And my mascara's running.
yeah. Hey, you know what? We can't be perfect every day, but we can try, right?
And Julia says she's having the same problem. Oh, well, I hope you feel better, Julia. Yeah, and like my eyes are also, they're sensitive to light. We also have Spring and Jody that joined us. How are y'all doing today? And what's everybody working on? Um, I was gonna say something. I lost my train of thought. Um, I forgot what I was gonna mention, and that drives me nuts whenever like I forget what I was like going to say, or sometimes what I'm going to do. All right,
It's
so
like it's like walking into a room, like you're going to a room and you're like, what was I coming in here for? And like I gotta walk back out and go back in. Like, oh yeah.
or like you're trying to think of something and you're just like it won't come to you.
Mm-hmm.
And today I'm probably gonna have a rougher day with that. Let's see. Spring says she's working on coffee and recovering from hiking. Yeah, I saw some of the pictures you posted, Spring. It was gorgeous. I love the waterfall pictures. I wish we had waterfalls in my area. Mindy says, I'm still working on bookmarks. I hope I finish today. Awesome, awesome. I'd love to see them when you're finished. And we have Carol that joined us. Hi, Carol. How are you doing? And what are you working on? All right, so I have some jokes for y'all. I hope these give you a chuckle. Oh, why did the teddy bear skip out on dessert when she was on a date?
I don't
Because
know why.
she was stuffed. You know how you stuff teddy bears?
Yeah, I get it.
Then the next one is why did the toddler toss the butter out the window?
Why?
So she could see a butterfly.
Oh.
How butter is the first part of butterfly. The next one is what candy do bumblebees love the most?
I don't know why.
Bumble gum. Instead of bubble gum, bumble.
So I
Then
had to like explain to my dad what a dad joke was. He kind of took it offensively. He's like, "What? That's not cool." I was like, "But it's a tome to you that you're your clever, witty little jokes that are kind of lame, but they're still clever and witty. It's a trend.
Barbara with crochet therapy got me into the jokes. And I find like I like telling them at the beginning of my lives because when you first come live, people are kind of joining in. So I don't like to get like, too into the live, like the first 5 to 10 minutes. I kind of do more small talk
Mm-hmm.
because I try to wait for more people to be here before I really get more into the live. Um, so let's see. The next joke I have is why did the puppy get great grades in class?
I don't know why.
He was the teacher's pet. And the last joke I have for today is why did the professor wear his sunglasses to class? Because the students were so bright. Gotta wear shades. Let's see. We have Samantha and Michelle that joined us. How are y'all doing? And what are y'all working on? And just so you know, I see Michelle typed CC, and this applies to anyone that has a YouTube channel. If you type the word drop in the chat, Nightbot will automatically drop your channel link. I love that feature.
That is a neat feature.
I found out from Melissa with Melissa Crochets with Love. I saw that she did that in her live, and I was like, how do you do that? So I programmed Nightbot to do it, and it's so much easier.
So do you have to have 1,000 subscribers to get Nightbot?
I don't think so.
Oh, really?
No,
That'd be
because
awesome.
I had it, like I used it when I first went live.
Oh, did you? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm still learning how to do stuff.
Now I know there is something where unless they've changed this, that if you don't have 1,000 subscribers, you can't go live from your own channel. I'm sorry, live from your own channel using a phone. Sorry, I forgot the phone part.
It's so hard using the phone going live. I mean, like some people can do it, but I have a hard time with it.
I've never gone live from a phone, but which I don't understand why that's a thing. I don't get the purpose of why your subscriber count matters to go live from a phone. But that's how they do it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Julia says, I hope you feel better too. I look like I've been crying for days. Yeah, that's how I look. I'm working on another dream catcher. Then I'm going to make up another pattern for another one. Ooh, awesome. But yeah, my eyes look horrible today. But let's see. Yeah, Spring say you just have to look up Nightbot and make him a mod. And I love how have y'all seen like Dana with Dana's Wonderlust Crochet? She has her Nightbot set up to say funny things.
Really? Huh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like I said, don't be surprised if I lose my train of thought a lot today. But yeah, like you make a comment, especially when you first enter, and Nightbot will like say something crazy.
Wow.
And I've been saying I want to do that on my channel.
That'd be pretty cool.
And Spring says, that's all I use is her phone. But yeah. See, at first I did my regular videos from my vlogging camera. And what's funny is I got my camera, which I don't see it. I don't know where I put it at. It's normally by my computer. but I got it right whenever I started my channel. And it's like I find the quality isn't as good. Then it would keep messing. The viewfinder kept going out, and Frank would have to like take it apart and fix it. So I got tired of it, and I now I film from my phone.
Hmm.
But for my lives, I use my desktop, and I have a web camera that I use.
I
All
need a better camera myself. It's like it's okay. It's not great. It's like something I grabbed off the shelf at Walmart, and it's like, it's all right, you know. It's not, you know, I could definitely use something better, but you know, I just have to like research and figure out like what's the best bang for my buck, you
Yeah,
know?
and one thing I find, like with the phone, I find every now and then it's like the color kind of like changes. Like sometimes it kind of flashes,
Mm-hmm.
and especially like if you hold something up,
Yeah,
I
it's like,
find it kind of.
yeah, as soon as like, you know, my hand goes in and out of the frame and it's like refocusing and it's like, it's a pain in the butt. I don't like that. Yeah, I don't like that aspect of it. And that's where also I'm thinking about getting a ring light. So thinking about that too. So like I can at least take better pictures or, you know, just have a better lighting quality because I'm just using ceiling fan here. So it's not that great.
One thing I find sometimes, like if I put more light on, sometimes I find it washes me out even more.
Mm-hmm.
I really look like a ghost.
I
Let's
know,
see.
right?
We have
Especially if you're wearing certain colors. Like this green is not the best color for me. It's one of my favorite colors, but it's not the best color for me. And yeah, I get to where I look real pink and green. Makes my skin look pink.
always look pink with black. Let's see. We have Cindy and Joni that joined us. How are y'all doing today? And what are y'all working on? Joni says she's been cleaning and just sat down for a break. And here you guys are to inspire me. Oh,
Aww.
and let's see. Julia says I've been this way since February. I had an abscess where my sinus cavity is, and I don't think he cleaned it good enough. I've been to the doctor. They say it's allergies.
Ooh, man, that's rough.
Yeah, I have a feeling mine is mostly allergies. All right. So, is there anything you want to tell everybody about yourself, Jamie, and your channel?
Um, well, um, so I was a little bit on hiatus during the summer months. I was doing a lot of lives before, and then I'm kind of back online more often. I'm trying to do more lives like Monday through Friday, but I'm thinking I'm gonna keep it to Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Wednesday is like the middle of the week. A lot of other channels come on in the middle of the week, and there's also a channel I like to watch at the same time. So, so I've been doing morning lives right about 8 o'clock in the morning. They're called caffeinated conversations, and it's just kind of like me just chatting with everybody. Um, I've been kind of coming up with subjects, just to kind of get the ball rolling, things that just kind of, have sparked my interest, what I've been seeing. Usually it's fiber related. An example this morning, I was talking about the aesthetic of cottage core crochet and if anyone had heard of it. And then it kind of leads to other aesthetics. So it was really kind of broaching that kind of subject and just kind of seeing, what others' takes were on that. And sometimes, conversation kind of leads to other things and so forth. You know, on was it on Tuesday, I was talking about crochet podcasts. You know, has anyone ever listened to a crochet podcast? And that's kind of been my new thing lately. And I'm like really excited about it. So those kinds of subjects, you know, if somebody wants to like, you know, chime in, kind of put their 2 cents in, you know, those kinds of things. That's what I've just mainly started to doing concerning lives and everything. I probably am going to start showing off more stuff concerning my crochet business. I just am in the process of becoming fully legal with it. I went down this week and got my 2 business names. I have 2 lines, and I have 2 different target markets for that. And I kind of want to do them simultaneously. I don't know sure how that's going to work out. I hope it's going to work out great. And I'm going in with the anticipation of this is, you know, going to be really good. So I just kind of need to kind of get the tax side set up. But I'm trying to get 2 legal businesses going. So eventually, hopefully, that's going to be getting up off the ground. That's going to keep me involved with that, and hopefully I'm going to start trying to work into the craft fair circuit as well as selling online and trying to be more present concerning being on social media with Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, which is a new format for me. And I'm just now like getting into TikTok. It's an interesting place. It's a little bit different. But I mean, it's cool. You know, it's just not what I'm used to. And you know, I'm not that big on Instagram. I just can't seem to grasp onto it. But I'm starting to. It's just it's taking time. It's taking a little bit more effort. I think once I get used to it, it'll be like old hat. But
I'm not a fan. I'm really not a fan of Instagram.
yeah, it's just something I just got to get used to. But that is where a lot of people are hanging out now. The younger crowd, I think, is really hanging out at TikTok. And I see a lot of young crocheters on TikTok. And I'm talking about like people maybe like 10 years younger than myself. You know, I'm really kind of finding in the 30s and younger are really kind of in TikTok. Now I've seen some people in my age group, you know, I'm, you know, 45. So, you know, 45 or older, you know, I'm really kind of finding they're more on, you know, YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. I'm not saying that's the case 100%, but I was finding that's the kind of demographic that's really what I'm noticing. This is what I'm noticing. But yeah, social media really has become a real challenge for me in that regard. Like, you know, YouTube is easy for me. Facebook is easy. Instagram, not so much. TikTok, not so much because, you know, I guess you could say like, you know, these are platforms that I'm familiar with. And so it's just like, but I don't want to get like totally wrapped up into it. Like, I don't want to spend hours and hours a day getting wrapped up into these things. You know, I find that to be non-productive for me.
I feel like there's too many platforms nowadays.
It does. And then there's others. There's Tumblr, and then there's Reddit, and then there's, you know, Twitter. And, you know, I'm not sure people still do Snapchat anymore. I remember Snapchat was a real big deal for a little while there. I'm not sure people still do that. Do any of y'all still do Snapchat? I know it was like real big for about like 5-6 years ago, you know, and then about like 2-3 years ago, it's just kind of flittered away, you know, to me. I don't know. Are y'all still there? It's like, I don't know. It's just different. It's just a different type of platform.
I'll play with the pictures sometimes on it, because they have cool features.
Yeah, they do have cool features.
But one thing I find with all the platforms, it's like if you're posting everywhere, it gets to be so time consuming.
Yeah, it can be. Like I said, it's like you get wrapped up into it, and then like, where did my time go? Like I wasn't productive because I was focusing on the screen instead of focusing on what's in my hands and what I'm working on. Then it's a great place to get inspiration. It's a great place to connect, to network. It's great for that. It's great. It's like free advertising. You just have to put the effort into it, and that's the whole thing. Is I got to put effort into it, and that's the hard thing for me, to keep that motivation, to keep continuing with that effort, especially when I'm a little bit introvert. It's like I've heard somebody say, it's like I'm an introvert with extrovert tendencies. It's like I'm okay behind the scenes. I'm behind the counter, you know, but if I'm out there in the front, I feel myself kind of pull back a little bit. So that's kind of the thing.
Yeah, I find like in real life, um, the more people that I'm around, the more I get quiet.
Yeah.
I do better with one on one,
Yeah,
but like
small
you get
groups.
in a crowd
Mhm.
and I clam up.
Yeah. Because I mean, it can be like especially if um if you're like a person who's like an energy person, like if y'all understand what I mean by that, like you can like pick up on other people's energies, like their vibes and stuff. And sometimes people, when they're like negative or they're just, it's just too exciting, either negative or positive. You just feel exhausted afterwards. You just feel drained. It's like, that exchange of energy between you and that other person or a group of people. But then sometimes it's like, I like going to festivals and I like going to concerts because the energy is so high. It's like I'm absorbing that energy and it's like makes me feel great. And I'm just like, yeah, I like this. I like this vibe, you know. I like, yeah, I want to get up and dance, those kinds of things. And that's just the weird thing about me. Like I can get up, I can go dancing. I can go dance, you know, um, in a crowd. I can do that. I don't have any problem with that. But but it's like, you ask me to like, you know, do something on the fly, impromptu
I clam up.
event. Yeah, I'm like, what? You want me to what? No, can't do that. No, I can't do that. you know, I don't know. You just gotta have to be there, and kind of be in the moment.
Let's see. Cindy says she just finished a cup of coffee and she was up late, but I'm going to work on a new video for today. Awesome. And speaking of coffee, look what's out. The Starbucks Fall Blend. I love this flavor of coffee.
Which
The
one is
Fall
it?
Blend. The Fall Blend Starbucks.
Oh, I haven't had that. Is it kind of like? Does it have like spices and stuff in it?
This was more of an earthy flavor.
Huh.
I love love this flavor. I already have the pumpkin spice too. Let's see.
Yeah, I'm ready for the cinnamon and spices and stuff like that. That's really been a big thing for me the last like year and stuff. I've been all over cinnamon and spices. I'm in loving it.
Yeah, I love cinnamon and coffee. I've been on a cinnamon coffee creamer kick. That let's see, the pumpkin spice, and then I love the Christmas flavors.
You know, McCafe, which is like the McDonald's brand coffee. They sell like grinds in a bag at the store, and they have what they call their mocha collection, but they have a cinnamon mocha.
Ooh,
That's good. I like that one.
I love the cinnamon flavored Starbucks coffee with the cinnamon creamer. Ooh. Let's see. It looks like Laura Lee did the hi bye thing. That's what I call it. You come in to say hi and then say goodbye in the same
Yeah.
sentence. I don't know if she's still here or not, but but I hope you have a good day, Laura Lee.
Yes. Bye, Laura Lee. Thanks for popping in.
And then she's asking if I'm doing the Men in Black look today with the sunglasses.
Connie in black.
No, what it is my eyes are really irritated today. They're red. Um, they were tearing a lot, which it seems like the tearing is finally starting to stop. Um, Sensitive to light. My eyes look bad, and normally when I have sunglasses on when I'm live, it's usually my eyes are acting up.
Mm, yeah. Um,
Let's see, Joni saying that is a challenge with public speaking. It is, and even going live and stuff. Like I was scared whenever I first went live because I struggle with keeping a conversation going or what to say. Like some people, it seems like it comes so naturally to them.
right. Some people, that's very true. And it just depends on the subject too. Like it depends on what like I'm comfortable talking about.
Hmm.
Um, like even with my own family, and it's like, they'll get all talking in this one subject and I'm just sitting there going, hmm, and I'm just sitting there listening. I feel like I'm learning something, but I'm just sitting here and listening. And I'm like, huh, interesting, you know? So it just depends on the subject. Sometimes I can jump in and be really good talking about something, and then I'll just sit there and quiet and reserved, you know. I often help my sister out when she entertains, and they entertain a lot. So she entertains a lot, and I'll be there to help, put out the food and et cetera, and help, you know, be there with her guests and stuff. Because I don't want to be rude. Even they're her friends, but a lot of people are all like, "Is she okay?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, she's fine. She's just quiet." you know?
Or like one thing, like when you're around people and they're talking about like someone that they mutually know, and you have no clue anything about that person,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, you feel left out because
Mm-hmm.
you're just like, I have nothing to contribute. You
Exactly.
know, they'll talk about like what they did with this person over the weekend or something, and you're just like,
I
you
know.
know,
And then like I'm the only like yarny person in my family, you know, and that's what I like to talk about. I like to talk about yarn related things, and people just don't get it and they don't understand. And then when I start talking about it and I start getting animated and worked up, and I'm like, yeah, yeah, that's this and this and this and this. And I've got a friend I got, an actual friend who's uh, got into yarny things because of me. And so now we have like this conversation. We send patterns to each other all the time. Look at this pattern. Look at that pattern. Oh, that's cool. And then she'll talk about, hey, let's work on this together. Ooh, look at this. And I'm like, yeah, let's do that. And we get all excited. And then we're going to go to the Dallas Fort Worth Fiber Festival in September. And we're all getting excited over that. And I tell people, like, yeah, we're going to go to the Dallas Fort Worth Fiber Festival. They're like, what's that? I was like, oh, it's like, fiber arts and things like that. And they're like, oh, okay. I'm just like, yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm getting excited. I'm going to go see this speaker, and that speaker and, et cetera. I want to learn. And, people they just don't get it. They're just like, oh, it's yarn. And I'm like, yes, it's yarn.
but one thing
So,
I do find though, by going live and stuff, it's forced me to get out of my comfort zone, and it really has helped when it comes to like kind of public speaking and talking with others more.
Yeah, it does. It's a
Because
subject matter, that gives you a lot of attention, especially if you have people who are not privy to it. If it's like, okay, recently, I went and hung out with a person who's a sommelier. And if you don't know what a sommelier or a som is a person who studies wine. Okay. I absolutely know very little about wine. And this person was, you know, probably on par with us, all about learning about wine and characteristics of wine and things like that. And I told us, like, I really parallel with this person because I'm all about the fiber. I'm all learning about how it's made, how it's constructed, you know, the different types and where it comes from and etc. And it's like I totally understand this level of excitement that it is. And you know when you show your enthusiasm and your excitement for what you love, yeah, it's definitely a a platform for you to just stand up onto and express to the world, like, hey, this is exciting. And it really does give you a lot of focus and attention, so therefore you're able to really express yourself more readily. You know what I mean?
yep. Let's see. Cindy saying, I said any effort. I should have said without a lot of effort. I put why. I put way more time on. I put way more time on YouTube than anywhere else. Yeah.
It's a
Oh,
great platform. I really like YouTube.
yeah. Like with my sunglasses and stuff on, it's like I'm not seeing as clearly, and with my eyes irritated, so I might stumble more whenever I read the comments today. Okay, let's see. Where was that? We have Nisi that joined us. Hi, Nisi, and Melissa too. How are y'all doing? And what are y'all working on? Let's see. Nisi saying, let me know if you need me to drop any special links. Alrighty, will do. And Cindy saying, it sounds like she has a lot in common with you, Jamie.
Oh, cool.
And Nisi saying allergies. Yeah, I think it's allergy related because I mean I feel it like right in here today. So let's see. Melissa's lurking while doing laundry. Okay, Laura Lee is still here. She thought I was finishing up. No, I've only been live about 33 minutes now, so I'm still here. Probably be here about another hour. Nisi says she was gonna say Connie's future is so bright she's gotta wear shades. Gotta wear shades.
She's a cool chick.
And Cindy's about to go purchase Melissa's new cardigan pattern. Yeah, if y'all haven't checked out her pattern, go check it out.
Maybe one day I'll get to that point where I can make a pattern like that.
See, like I find I can do certain things with patterns, but then there's other things that I'm not ready to dive into making patterns for. It just kind of depends. And let's see, we have Brenda that joined us. Hi, Brenda. How are you doing today? And what are you working on? No, Cindy, I didn't have an eye procedure or nothing. It's just my eyes are irritated today, and they look horrible. It was like, I mean, they were burning so bad that I was having trouble keeping my eyes open. And I was kind of like, oh, gee, am I going to be able to get through my life today? I put eye drops in them. So yeah, today's kind of a rough day for me.
When the mountain cedar blooms, that's when you're going to see me go off, man. Oh, I'm not looking forward to that. And that will be like in October. Oh, it will be bad.
Let's see, Joni saying, I spent a few years as a stand up comedian. There's a separate self that comes out, but it takes practice. I would be shaking nervous till the first laugh. Then it melted instantly, and I became sorry, y'all. Let me
That's
get some
awesome.
water. She would instant. She became the joke. Sorry. Hopefully that helps.
When I was like in high school, um, I was in drama class. That really helped me a lot too. But I would do my performances with my glasses off, so I couldn't see the audience. And that really helped, as long as I knew where to go and, had everything memorized and everything like that, I really didn't have a problem. The only thing is because if I had to take my glasses off, I had the tendency to squint. So I'd be doing my lines and I'd be squinting the whole time. It's just totally not my character. But it helped.
Yeah. Now, at one point, whenever I was really active doing aerobics at the Y, I had started um getting certified as an aerobics instructor, which is another thing that like, you wouldn't think that I would do that because I tend to be quiet, but
Mm-hmm.
but I did enjoy it. But the thing that happened was I had one of my certifications, but I needed to get another one. And the day that they offered that certification, I was sick. So I had to wait for them to do it again. And then, of course, there was a hurricane, which did damage to the gym. So then they had to make their repairs. And then, I had met Frank, and, you know, now I'm in Eunice. I moved. So that never actually happened where I became an instructor, but it's the biscuit's fault.
You gotta blame it on somebody, right?
Yeah. I'm always like, blame the biscuit, blame the biscuit.
Blame the biscuit. So
Yeah. He knows I'm clowning though.
yeah, he's a good guy.
Nisi says, I've got water in my cup and my daughter's Island Beach cover up on my hook. Ooh, nice. Let's see. Oh, Angela joined us. Hi, Angela. How are you doing today? And she's working on drinking water and her knitting today. And let's see. Jody says, it was honestly one of the best times of my life. I enjoyed it and had so much fun.
Oh yeah, it is fun. I mean, performing is a lot of fun. It just is.
And
I have to agree.
Cindy's saying she's drinking lots of water for sure. I love tea too. And Brenda's feeling blah, just resting. Yeah, today's one of those days. And let's see. Joni says it really makes a difference. I'm more attracted to people who give a genuine love for their craft.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah. Yeah. So when I was talking to that guy, that was the Psalm, you know, it gave me a broader perspective on him and his personality. And it really just to see somebody just like bloom, you know, you ever just see somebody just like, oh yeah, you know, it's just like they're blooming like a flower, you know, and you're just like, oh, this is great, this is exciting, and it makes you want to be excited, and you're happy for them, you know, and you're feeling like, you know, like you said, like I said earlier, like the good vibes, the positive energy, and it's just like I'm soaking that up, and I'm like, yeah, this is what I like, you know. And so like, you know, when you're performing on stage, is like, yeah, Joni, yeah, that's your name, Joni. You know, and when you're on stage and the people are laughing, you're absorbing that positive energy from them, and it just makes you feel so good, you know. And that's the excitement of it, you know. So yeah, definitely, for sure, I totally get what you're saying about that, you know. In like, so when we're in this fiber community, we are all cheerleaders for each other, and so it's so great. I've never ever have seen something like this, you know, not even in church. I have not seen quite the support and the general appreciation like I've seen in this YouTube yarny community, which has kind of spilled over into the Facebook community a little bit, but not quite to the magnitude that this YouTube yarn community really does. You know, everyone just really supports each other, and it's amazing to me. So I really am glad that I found this, you know. So that's my little testimony.
Let's see, we have Daphne that joined us. Hi, Daphne. How are you doing today? And what are you working on? And Brenda's saying that fall is here. Her allergies are in full gear. Yeah, allergies are the worst. Oh, and Cindy wants to know what you're working on, Jamie.
Oh, thank you. Okay, so during the Hobby Lobby yarn clearance, I picked up some of that Hobby Lobby hand dyed. And the one that I gravitated the most to was the one called Roasted Pepita colorway. And it's a really busy colorway. It's got a lot of like color action going on. And so I'm really having a hard time finding the right pattern for it. So this pattern that I'm using is it's a mesh shawl, but it's from darn it, I can't remember her name. Her name is I can't think of her name right now. I've said it like several times. It's from I can't remember her name. It's a mesh shawl pattern. It's on YouTube. But because it's such a busy colorway, I needed something simple. So this is kind of what it is. It's just real simple mesh shawl. And so far I'm on the second hank, but this is the edging. I don't know if you can see it. Let me put my hand behind it. You know.
Pretty.
So it's just a mesh shawl, and I'm going to block it too. So I think that's going to look really nice up against a solid shirt or something. So it's going to be really light. It's going to be very drapey. I mean, it's already a decent size. Oh, sorry. Scam Likely called me. I always do. All day long.
Mm-hmm.
Like, none of my friends call me. None of my family calls me. Scam Likely calls me.
Yep. I like messing with the spam callers.
You like messing with them? Oh. Yeah, you need to call them. I mean, you need to talk to them. It's like, yeah, hey, you know what? Let me call you back. What time are you having dinner?
Or ask them for their home phone number. so you
Yeah,
can
so this is
disturb
actually
them.
pretty decently sized.
Pretty.
Yeah. I just want to try something simple. I have another shawl in the same colorway that I just recently did. It's in the other room. I'm not going to go get it. I'll probably showcase it another time. But it's called the Falling Shells shawl. Try to say that 5 times fast. And it's a really nice pattern. I really like it. I've showcased it on a couple of my videos, I think, where I've done, whip video or something like that. I think I did a short. I don't remember. I don't remember half the stuff that I do anymore nowadays. Like I have to make notes. I have to make notes. It's like, okay, I gotta write this down because I'm not gonna remember it in 5 hours. Or what I did last week. I don't remember. And somebody says something, don't you remember you saying that? No, not at all.
And then sometimes I'm like, whenever my cats do something, I gotta write it down
Oh gosh.
because, like, I'll go to do cat news and I'm like, what did the cats do? I know there was something I wanted to mention. Now I can't remember.
Yeah, no. And sometimes I'll go through my videos and I've said something and I'm like, oh crap, I gotta follow through with that. I said it and I forgot I said it. I need to write that down. I gotta make a schedule for myself of the crap I just said.
Let's see. Lulu says she has to go. I hope you have a good day, Lulu. And let's see. Let's see. Daphne saying she's trying to get this baby blanket done that she's been working on. And we have Lisa that joined us. Hi, Lisa. How are you doing today? And what are you working on? And Joni says, you guys do that for me with crochet. You relax me and I'm happy listening. Positive conversation. Okay, awesome, awesome. Joni loves the colors. And we have Angelus that joined us. Hi, Angelus. How are you today? Lisa, my eyes are irritated today. They've been red. They were tearing a lot. Sensitivity to light. So that's why I have the shades on. All right. I'm going to go ahead and share some free fall patterns with y'all, crochet patterns. And then I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap things up early today because, like I said, today's been kind of rough doing the live today. I probably should have canceled the live, but I thought my eyes would get better before the live started, and I had already shared it on all my social media platforms, and I also don't like canceling when I have a guest star.
Mm.
So, but yeah, because I find like I'm struggling more doing today's live. But I hope y'all still enjoying it though. All right, so the first pattern I'm sharing with y'all is the Fall Leaf Garland by Erin Sharp. And I think this is such a cute garland. Fall leaves. Fall is in the air. And speaking of like fall makes, on yesterday, the Southern Crocheters, we did our live on my channel.
Mm-hmm.
And we showed a lot of fall makes on that live, which can help give y'all ideas of things to make fall related. And then on top of that, after I get through all the yarn weights, which there's like 2 more weeks of the yarn weight lives, Then I'm going to do a live or two talking about fall makes.
Okay, that's cool.
And when the live will also have knitted patterns too.
Okay.
Because see, like when me and Barbara do our lives, we just talk crochet. Um, but on my channel, I do both crochet and knit. So I like to share some of both. All right, let me share the next pattern. This is Tunisian Fall Pumpkins by Runama
Oh,
Roel, something like that.
those are cute.
I know I love the little pumpkins. I want to make some this year.
I'm still exploring Tunisian, so I haven't worked over it too much. But yeah, it looks great. That looks like that would be so much fun.
I want to learn, but I just haven't gotten around to learning yet. But yeah, I think those are cute. I love holiday makes. Love, love, love them. All right. And this is a vintage fall truck blanket by Megan Meyer. I love the little, the truck like that.
Oh, I like the pumpkin in the back. That's cute. Love that. I love pumpkins.
And there's another fall Grafton type pattern that is one I want to do eventually. And I need to find that so I can share it whenever I share the fall makes on my live.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've been going down the fall makes rabbit hole really deep. So there's going to be like a lot, I'm going to share a lot of fall stuff with y'all. Let's see, I noticed we have Dee that joined us. How are you doing today, Dee? And what are you working on? All right, the next pattern is a fall pumpkin towel holder. So this
Oh,
is something real festive y'all can do with y'all towels.
that's cute. I like the little jack o' pumpkin.
Yep. And then later on, I will be getting into Halloween makes too.
I
Yeah,
know. I love Halloween.
and that's actually our topic for next month with the Southern Crocheters Live.
Ooh, that'd be neat.
Oh, and before I forget, um, well, Monday I'll be talking about number six weighted yarn. So if y'all have made anything using number six weighted yarn, send y'all pictures for that. And then next month, for the Southern Crocheters, we're asking people to send pictures of their fall makes. We're going to show a little video at the beginning of next month's live for fall makes. So I'd love to see y'all fall makes, and y'all can either email me or Barbara y'all pictures. Okay, this one is a fall leaves cup cozy, and I think this is cute.
That is
I,
cute.
I love cozies, but ironically, I have not made one yet. But I especially love like the seasonal type ones. All right, so the next one is Autumn Bean Stitch Pumpkin by Little Leaf Crochet Amber.
Yeah, those are cute too.
I like these. And I like how the texture to it.
Yeah, texture's great.
And I love like seeing it with like some different colors, but it's still fall looking. So cute.
I'm
And
gonna
then
make another slanted pumpkin.
this one's not actually fall, but it came up while I was searching fall patterns, and I thought it was too cute. And since the topic, it's well, not really the topic, but the name of today's live is, Coffee with Connie. I figured I had to share this.
Oh,
It's a cup of coffee pillow by Sarah Sack.
look at that.
And she has a lot of cute patterns, and she also has a YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah, I think I've seen her before.
But isn't that too cute?
That is cute.
I love that. I may have to make that one day on my very big to-do list.
Right? I know. Mine's like 5 miles long.
Mhm. But I think that was just too cute.
That is really cute.
But yeah, those are the patterns that I'm sharing today. And all the links for them are in the description box of today's live. And like I said, they're all free.
Oh,
All right.
I remember the pattern now. It's Hooked by Robin. I know some of y'all have heard of her. It's like Hooked by Robin. I'm like, oh yeah, that's her. It came to me just now. I was like, oh wait, it was Hooked by Robin.
Yeah, and it's funny how I know I'm the type that when I can't think of something, it drives me crazy. It's like, what was that? What was? Let's see. Lisa's working on another whatchamacallit Afghan. And we have Barbara. We were just talking about you, Barbara. I was talking about Southern Crocheter stuff. How are you doing today? And what are you working on? And thank you. And let's see. Lisa's almost out of coffee. Only enough for one more cup. Yeah, I plan to make me another cup. This stuff. I love the fall blend Starbucks coffee. If y'all can't tell, I am so ready for fall.
I'm getting in the fall groove too.
It looks like everyone was loving the patterns that I shared today. And we have Danny Joe that joined us. How are you doing today? And what are you working on? And let's see. Looks like I'm caught up. You know what? Since we have some new people that just joined us, I think I will go ahead and continue probably my normal amount of time.
Cool beans. I'm all for it.
Just kind of bear with me today. I'm not functioning the best today.
It's okay. We get it. We understand.
All right.
But see, you're loved. Everybody loves you, Connie.
Oh,
Right,
yeah.
guys? We love Connie.
Oh, thanks. But yeah, it's like I find today I'm like my thinking isn't as clear. And like I said, my eyes are acting up. So like it's more of a struggle for me whenever I'm reading stuff. So please forgive me. All right, what yarn do you want to try but you haven't yet?
Ooh. So, I have never tried Malabrigo. Never. It's like in the expensive category. So I'm like, I'll look at it on the screen, but I've never used it. And my friend that I got into crochet, again, she's always sending me links to like, look, this Malabrigo's on sale. And I'm like, yeah, that's great. I've got enough right now. I've got enough yarn. I do. I've got so much. My craft room is barfed all over itself. I don't need any more yarn now. My wallet is like going, no more.
I know
It's
it's hard when you see it like a yarn you really love and it's expensive. And you're just like you're drooling over it, but you're like, oh, I don't like spending that much money on yarn.
well, I mean, seriously though. And I have to like really, and I really want to do the Malabrigo because, you know, one of my lines is, you know, all natural fibers or sustainable fibers. And, you know, that's wool, you know, and then I'm like, I'm really starting to get to where I like wool. Before, when I first was doing like, you know, crochet on YouTube, and, you know, I was kind of like, you know, a little, like, kind of curled my lip up at wool a little bit. I was like, oh, because it's itchy, because I was buying cheap wool. You know, whatever wool I got, it was cheap and it wasn't like the good wool. And I realized good wool is nice. You know, this is 100% superwash merino, and I'm like, I actually like it. It's tiny bit itchy, but the thing is that the elasticity of it, the way it's working up, and I'm just like, I really like working with this. You know, I think I now I see the appeal of wool. So to get really good wool, you're gonna pay a few bucks, but it's worth it. It's like, you know, it's like buying the good coffee. You know, you can buy the cheap coffee. It tastes like coffee. It'll pass. But the good coffee, you're just like, you take a sip and you're just like, oh yeah, that's the stuff.
Yeah, for me, I would go with I've always wanted to try the ice yarn magic glitz.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that too.
I love the sparkly yarn. And the thing when it comes to ice yarn, if you order it directly, from ice yarns, it's expensive, especially the shipping. So,
Hmm.
you know, you got Gia who has Yarn Nut, which I don't know if she started taking orders again yet, but I haven't been finding the magic glitz on her website.
Huh. I think you
So
can just email her though, right?
probably, and I know like normally when you did see it on it, she was usually out of stock.
Oh,
And I'm just like, one of these days I want to try it. And then also the Universe yarn from Hobie, the fingering weight one. That's
uh-huh.
another one that I really want to try. Um, I need to catch it when it's on sale and I have the money. But I love how that those yarns look. I think it's beautiful. Um, then also they also have the Christmas one too. With the universe.
Yeah, I think I saw that.
I think that's gorgeous. I know like last year when people would have it in giveaways, I kept hoping I would win, but it didn't happen. Then it's another Hobie one that is something. It has Sultan in the name of it. It's like a cake yarn. That's another one that I would love to try. Um, I love the look of like cake yarns and like especially like number one weighted yarn. I think it makes beautiful knit shawls. And really in general, even with crochet, it's beautiful too. But yeah, those are my dream yarns to try, and there may be others.
Now that you said tape yarn, that's also been on my radar lately. Um, Ever since like when Reggie of J Hook Crochet, she did the university about tape yarns, and it really just kind of put them, you know, as a consideration of a as a yarn, uh, to look at and consider. And also, there's this other channel that I've started to watch. Now, she's a foreign channel, and she does a lot of little things, but she uses that tape yarn sometimes. And, you know, the finished project looks really cool. And I'm like, yes, I kind of want to explore using these things. But like I said, I have enough. That will have to be another time, another place, you know. But yeah, I'm like right with you on that. You know, I really want to like, you know, explore tape yarn. It looks like an interesting texture to work with, you know. And that's what I also love about, like, you know, it's not just the colors, it's the textures, you know, and you can go so many different avenues with yarn. You know, it's like, you know, you pick up a yarn, you're like, oh yeah, you're so gonna be a hat with the bobble stitch. That's you, baby. I mean, sometimes it's like you can pick up yarn and it says that to you. You're just like, yes, I know who you're going to be. Like, yarn has an identity.
Let's see, G says, I've never bought from ICE, but I've bought it on eBay. See, one thing I find with eBay, I find a lot of times eBay is expensive with yarn because, you know, by the time that you pay the shipping and, you know, if I'm going to be paying shipping, I'm going to go to a yarn website and order enough yarn to
Yeah.
make it worth it.
Yeah, I haven't explored much with eBay. I was all over eBay in the early 2000s, but not so much anymore.
Oh, and another one that, oh well, it's not really that I haven't tried this type of yarn, but it's one that I really love. It's the you know, hand dyed yarns, and there's like so many different, you know, people making them and stuff like that. But I think hand dyed yarns are gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Let's see. G says I use tape yarn all the time. Also, yeah, Cotton King Sultan Deluxe. Yeah. But yeah, cake yarn, sparkly yarn, Christmas yarn. I love those types of yarn. Just makes me want to drool. All right. So next question is, what is the most challenging project that you have made? Um, Crochet or knitted or both?
Gosh, the most challenging? It's probably a whip. I tell you what, I probably would have to say anything amigurumi, basically. And the thing is I'm still that's challenging for me. And you know, the thing is, like, for me, it's like I want to make my amigurumi look just right, and it's not right. It's like piecing it together is not right. And I know that it just takes, you know, um, it just takes some getting used to. You know, it's like learning how to piece. Like, making the parts is no problem. It's the piecing together that's the challenge for me. And I've tried, and I like how amigurumi looks, but working with it is a little bit on the tough side for me. And I'm not going to say I'm never ever going to do it. It's just something I just have to try to learn to adjust and adapt to. And then I'm also learning that there's different styles of amigurumi. It's not like a one size fits all. So if you take one technical aspect of one and apply it to where that feels comfortable for you, maybe that could work. If you're, I don't know if you can understand what I mean by that, because it's like the piecing together is the challenge for me. So
Yeah, I'm not big on like sewing big panels and stuff together.
I haven't done
Um,
that yet.
but for me, I would have used to have said, for when it comes to knitting, um this it's a shawl that has like hearts on it. Let me pull up a picture of the one I made. This is what this was a shawl that I had knitted. And the main thing was that it was figuring out the pattern.
Uh-huh.
When I first saw the pattern, there wasn't a video tutorial on it. And I was still newer to knitting and I couldn't figure out the pattern. So then they finally I finally found a video tutorial for it. And whenever I was first trying to do the video tutorial, the way the pattern was written, it confused me.
Uh-huh.
And like I'm struggling. I'm like, I don't understand how it flows. And then finally I finally figured it out.
I have a pattern like that. I actually purchased the pattern off of Ravelry, and I even emailed the pattern writer, and she never got back to me on it.
Yeah.
And but like I'm at one juncture, and it's stopping me, and I'm like, okay, why is this stopping me? But her written instructions are not lining up with her graph and or her diagram. And I'm just like looking at this. I'm like, which one's correct? So I'm not sure. It's just not making sense, and I just need to like, you know, determine for myself. Just maybe I should try it this way and see how it looks, and then try it the other way and just see how it looks and figure out which one is correct. And I just need to get back on that pony and ride it and get it done. But it's a beautiful pattern. It's a very fall pattern. It's the shape. It's like a lace pattern that's the shape of a maple leaf. It's like a maple leaf shawl. It's gorgeous. And I've got some silk yarn, like a pink and orange silk yarn that I'm making it with. And I'm like, it's beautiful yarn. And I'm like, I don't want to waste it. So, and I don't want to frog it. I just want to continue. But yeah, that one frustrated me and I put it down.
Yeah. Like I said, like for me, I would have said that shawl I just showed, but now I'm working on the Pretty as a Peacock shawl, which is a lace pattern.
Mm-hmm.
And even though like the the stitches itself are not hard,
Right.
it's the it's more the fact that when you have all those changes and stitches like that, it is so easy to make a mistake.
Yes.
Um, like you might forget to yarn over, or you kind of lose your place in the row and you don't realize it, that type of thing.
Right.
But I would probably say that's the most challenging knitting project so far, which I'm still working on it. And it's a pretty good, it's a good size yarn. And actually, let me bring that pattern up just in case anyone hasn't seen it yet.
I think I saw a picture of it too. But yeah, show it again because I have in my mind what it is.
Let's see. Doo-doo-doo-doo. But I think most people have probably seen it, me showing it by now, but just in
Oh, that's
case.
gorgeous.
I mean,
Oh,
it's so beautiful.
that is beautiful. I love that. I'm rather fond of anything peacock.
Now the yarn I'm using is one of Yarn Bees, something raspberry. um and it's the color of it is peacock. And
Hmm.
it changes colors like with the peacock colors. But yeah, like I said, this one is beautiful.
Is that is knit, right?
Yeah, this is a knitted pattern.
Oh man, I would learn how to knit just so I can make that. That's beautiful.
And when it comes to crochet, I would have to go with um the ocean blanket that I made.
Uh-huh.
And the reason is that the blanket part itself wasn't difficult, but it's all the appliques. And like some of those appliques had so many pieces.
Oh, yes.
And here's the blanket here.
That is an adorable
And
blanket.
I went crazy with the appliques. And this project I got the most compliments on. Let me, oops. But yeah,
Um,
that's the
yeah.
part. That's the bottom part right there. Let me pull up the other pictures of it. Let's see. This, sorry. All right, this is the top part of it. I love the little crabs.
Oh, no, I love that walrus. He's so cute.
Because I bought like two applique packs from Etsy for it. Then there was there was a YouTube channel that had a bunch of appliques too. I keep going to the wrong thing. All right. This picture here that I'm showing is more the full blanket. That's what the whole blanket looks like.
Oh, yeah, yeah. You did such a good job on that.
Thank you. So yeah, that would be what I found was the most challenging for me. Let's see. Where did I leave off in the chat? Okay. All right. Grana Lynn has to go. So I hope you have a good day, Grana Lynn. And I don't think I ever greeted her. She may not have left a previous comment. But if she did, I overlooked it. And that's why I always say, like, sometimes, when you're live and stuff, you can overlook comments very easily.
Yeah, I
You
imagine. Yeah,
know,
you can.
I try to greet everybody, but if I ever miss greeting you, it is not intentional. Let's see, Barbara says lurking while I'm driving. And Danny Joe says, I went outside for only 5 minutes, and my granddaughter Ava got a hold of a skein of my yarn I'm working with, and now it's a scrambled mess. Oh
Oh,
no.
no. I always call like those messed up balls of yarn like that. I always call those whips because you gotta untangle that mess.
And Dee saying that I need to knit that for her. Are you talking about the peacock shawl? And let's see. All right. I hope you have a good day, Joni. Yeah, we're only going to be about 11 more minutes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty much gonna have a good day. Every day is a good day if you want it to be.
Let's see. Dee says she loves the walrus. Oh, we have Melanie here. Hi, Melanie. How are you doing today? Dee says, yeah, it was the pretty as a peacock. Yeah, lace work like that it takes a lot of concentration. Um, because it's so easy to lose your place on the row. That's why I always try to get the repeat done before I put it down. And then even sometimes you're like, hold up, where was I? And then you're counting the stitches trying to figure out your place. And let's see, Brenda says, I'm working on the second leg for her bride gnome, then sew it all together. Ooh, I can't wait to see it.
Oh yeah, you gotta show that off.
I love gnomies.
Me too. Like I want garden gnomes. Like I like gnomes that much.
I'm ready to make some holiday gnomes.
Yeah.
And I need
So I got this really cool idea, like on Dollar Tree website a few years ago, not a few years ago, a few months ago. They had Christmas tree or cone shaped wire forms, like topiary for like topiaries and things like that, or make Christmas trees. And I was like, dude, I can totally make a gnome out of this little cone thing. It'd be like perfect to make like a holiday gnome with him. I'm like, I want to do that. But have I purchased those? No.
Yeah, I need to go through my yarn stash to see like what Halloween colors that I still have. I want next time I order yarn, I want to order more Halloween colors because I think certain colors I'm either out might be out of or low on. All right, so my next question I have is, what are your must-have notions?
Must have what?
Must-have notions. Stuff like stitch markers,
Oh,
row counters, scissors, tape measure, that type of thing.
can I just say D, all the above?
Yeah, for me, all those things that I just mentioned. Let's see. I'm thinking.
I think it just depends on the project because, like, with this project, it's like, I don't need anything with this because I'm just going till my yarn is done. I'm not making it a specific size. I'm just using 2 hanks of yarn. It's going to be a generous size shawl, so it just depends on what it is, but at least a good hook. I mean, definitely a good hook. I got these clover hooks like this summer, um, and I've never had these before, and they're really nice set. I really like these. Um, yeah, but having a good hook essentially is the best thing because how it fits in your hand, how well it glides, how well it grasps the yarn, and not every hook is right for every yarn. You know, Sometimes I don't use a lot of Susan Bates hooks because they're too short and they rub my hand. I don't have a big hand, but they just had a tendency to rub me right here, especially if they're just the metal hooks. They're just not a long enough hook. But that deep throat cut, the way that it is, sometimes it grabs certain yarns just right. So yeah, finding the right hook is really the most essential thing if you're crocheting. I can't say anything about knitting, but I mean for crochet for sure, just making sure you have the right hook for your yarn. Because even then, it's like if you have a yarn that's a little bit splitty, but if you have that right hook, it can grab that yarn real good. And I think that's really helps.
And another one too that I thought about, darning needle to weave in your ends. But yeah,
That helps too. Maybe, and you know what? Something I don't have is a needle threader
yeah,
because I need one of those bad boys because sometimes my yarn is thick and I can't get it through the eye of the needle. I'm just working on it and I'm cutting it and trimming it and pinching it and going, doesn't work.
I use that to help me with the lifelines and knitting. But and what's funny is I at one point I was trying to find the threader thingy, and of course you see all these fancier ones, and like I had gotten one and I really didn't like it. I like the little like silver ones. Um, and they come with the little sewing kits.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, at the time, I was trying to find one, and I didn't even think about the sewing kits. And I'm like, why can't I find these anymore? But yeah, those are my favorite ones. But the only bad thing is sometimes if you pull too hard, the little thing that you put the thread through will come undone and break.
So, okay, so I know like maybe after you're knitting and you're getting ready to weave in ends, have you ever used a crochet hook to do that? Just a small crochet hook to help just pull the ends through the stitches. Have you ever done that before?
No, now I use like a crochet hook, like when it comes to fringe, when you're adding fringe
Oh yeah, yeah, I could see that.
to pull it through.
Uh-huh.
Um, but I've never used a crochet hook to weave in ends. I always use the darning needle.
Has anyone ever done that before? I've done that. I used to do that. I used to just take my crochet hook and just kind of work in the ends. And this is before I even used needles. So that's how I used to do it all the time.
Let's see. Melanie says she's knitting on a second sock to her pair. Awesome. And I'd love to see your socks when you're done. And Dee says her go to is scissors, needles, stitch markers, and a yarn holder of some kind, bowl, bag, etc. Yeah. Let's see. Laura Lee says I found my larger threader, like the small ones for threads, with a package of yarn needles. Yeah. And then what's funny, like with the darning needles, I have like this metal blue one, and that's like my favorite one.
I have a favorite one too.
And I like the ones that like where the needle kind of bends at the end. And let's see. Dee says I've used a crochet hook to pick up drop stitches on my Addy. Yeah, that is one use. When you knit and you drop a stitch, you use a crochet hook to fix it.
Really? Hmm.
Hmm. And I do have a tutorial that shows you how to fix drop stitches in knitting, and I
Mhm.
show it with how you fix it with doing stockinette stitch and also garter stitch.
Really?
Yippers. And that's something I do need to work on more is tutorials.
Mm.
I really need to really focus on that because I feel like that's something I lack on. I mean, I do tutorials, but I haven't done a lot, and I always tend to be like pokey getting them out. But I would love it if I could get it to where I could do like a stitch tutorial once a week. Um, but that is something I really need to put more focus on doing more. That's kind of like my kryptonite.
I in in reality, I like would love to do tutorials, but my problem is that I'm legally blind. Like I've officially been declared legally blind about 2 years ago, and so sometimes, like when you guys see me lean in, I'm reading because I can't see it from here on the screen, and then I've got to like sometimes I've got to put it in my face to see some of the definition of things that I see. So and I've tried to do tutorials before, and I realized that I I need a camera like right here to look through so I can do my stitching because I have to get it to where I can see it so I know where to put my hook into the stitch. And there's got to be a way to figure this out. There's got to be a way because and so what I think I need something that's overhead like this, and then I can zoom in, and then I can still be like right here. If I can have it within about maybe about 6-7 inches from my face, I can do decently. And it also depending on the pattern that I'm working on, and then I can maybe like figure out how to do it, but I gotta buy equipment. But yeah, there's like a whole learning curve to learning to doing tutorials, and this is what I've learned recently. It's like it's a whole another animal, in my mind it's real simple, but then you start getting into it and you're just like, well, you got to do this, you got this aspect, that aspect, and this, and how well your camera is, your lighting, you know what color yarn you're going to use, what colors is it going to show up, are you going to have good, where you can see the stitch definition, are you going to add, are you just going to do voices only, you going to do voiceover, you're going to have text, all these little aspects, you're like, then are you going to bump the table? And you got to re-record it all over again, then you got to go and edit. And it's just like, that's a lot of work. And I don't think a lot of people understand, like when you look at a tutorial, it's work and it's effort, so it's like when somebody does a tutorial, I'm grateful for it because it's
I've
effort.
heard, I've heard a lot of content creators saying they struggle with making tutorials
Yeah.
because it is, and like, or you start drifting out of camera range, and sometimes you gotta refilm because it did you maybe you forgot to mention something or
Yeah. Yeah, certainly.
but yeah, tutorials are more challenging. No,
There.
one thing I tend to do because I find one of the main things like when you watch tutorials, you need to know where that crochet hook or sometimes like knitting needle is going. And like some tutorials I don't find they don't always show that clearly enough.
Yeah.
So one thing I like to do when I do tutorials, I'll take my darning needle and I'll kind of use that to try to help show where exactly you're putting your hook at. And I like to show it like, multiple times where I
Mm-hmm.
kind of figure that, if you didn't quite, see it like the first time, maybe the second time it shows on camera better, you know,
Yes.
and to try to help make sure people get it. But like I said, tutorials are trickier. And that's the thing. I really need to get more comfortable with them. I really do. Um, Hopefully one day I would love to be able to put out tutorials and stuff like bag o day. But and I still need to finish working on that hat tutorial. So I say I'd take forever, especially like bigger tutorials. Let's see. See, D saying tutorials are tough. I've refilmed my first tutorial 4 times and still haven't released it. Yep. And sometimes it's like you spend all this time, and then I've seen it where I film and then I go to edit, and then I'm like, I got to start all over again. You know, this isn't good. Let's see. Nisi says, I love it when a written pattern comes with a tutorial because it helps clear up some confusing instructions. Yeah, sometimes, I like that too. But in the same aspect, I love having a written pattern. Um,
I do too.
because like when you do watch videos and there's no written pattern, it's like I don't like having to keep like going back. You know, where a lot of times I usually when I'm watching the tutorial, I'll jot down notes so that way I don't have to keep watching the tutorial where I know what I'm doing. But every now and then, like I'm like I didn't write it down clear enough. I'm like, hold up, let me go back.
Now, what I find really helps me sometimes, so it's really good to maybe to watch a tutorial, from beginning to end. And sometimes that can be a little bit, daunting and exhausting. Um, but sometimes what I'll do is I will drop the speed of the tutorial down. Like I'll let it, so it will go a little bit slower. It also depends on your teacher, whoever is teaching your tutorial. So slowing it down really kind of helps me somewhat, because sometimes people speak fast, or if they have an accent and I have a hard time understanding, how they say words, because my hearing is going too. I'm stinking, I'm like blinding, starting to go deaf too. It's not fun. Um, so sometimes when you need help with a little bit of clarity, slowing it down really helps me out a lot. It might help some of you guys out too. Um, So that's a really good feature. You just gotta go to your settings icon on the bottom of your the video that you're watching, and you can slow it down. I also use captions, so if it's closed caption video, that helps out a lot too. Because I can really kind of see, it's like as they're vocalizing it, it's writing it down at the bottom, and I can see what they're saying, because there are some great crocheters from other countries, and they're speaking in English, but because their accent isn't as great, or I have a hard time understanding them, you know, that those captionings really help understanding what they're saying. But there's tons of talent all over the world, you know. So it really has kind of broadened my horizons a little bit watching some YouTubes. Uh, just really getting in there and seeing and experiencing the level of talent all over the world is just amazing.
See, I know a lot of people will do that, slow down the video. I've never actually done that. I just pause it. Let's see. We have Yorny Cat Crochet that joined us. How are you doing today? And what are you working on? And I don't know if you ever told me your name or not. Let me know what your first name is. But yeah, we're fixing to wrap things up. But I am glad you joined us, and I hope you decide to catch the replay. Nisi says, ideally, I like having both. And Melanie says, yes, I wish I had a copier because I love it copied too. And one thing too, like, see, like sometimes like the written instructions on patterns, sometimes you don't always completely understand what they're meaning. Like where sometimes it is best to have a video tutorial for certain things because it can get confusing when it comes to that sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yorny Cat says, I watched the tutorial first and then we rewind and crochet alone. Um, One thing I've started doing more, sometimes I'll do like the rows as it's going. Um, but and then like especially if it has like repeat rows. Now another thing too, I lost my train of thought. I told y'all my brain's not working today. um, but there are times that I will like put the whole tutorial on and write it out
Mm-hmm.
and then go back. Let's see, D saying trying to make the tutorial perfect is exhausting. Yeah, but sometimes like you forget to mention something and you're like, you go back and watch it when you're editing, you're like, oh, I should have mentioned this. Okay, gotta go back. Let's see, Melanie says, I used to handwrite my patterns out. I've got a whole book of Dolly's free patterns. Yeah, like whenever I do my lace work and knitting. Look, you'll see like I have like the whole row written out. I tend to do that because I find like it's kind of easier for me to keep track of where I am when I do this. And I tend to do patterns from my phone. And like the way this pattern's written, I lose my place too much. Um, because it's like it goes like really like outside of the screen, and I find it just gets too confusing. Um, but yeah, I do that a lot. Yeah, Yorny Cat says YouTube has been her teacher. And let's see. Okay, Yorny Cat's name is Patricia.
Cool.
Yeah, I hear Yorny Cat. I think of Crystal, the Yorny Chicken and Crazy Cat lady.
There was also Beth too.
And then Crystal's grandma's name Patricia. So I'll try to think of that to remember Yorny Cat's name. Let's see. Nisi says she needs a break from the beach cover up. I've got 5 more rows to go before finishing up the first main panel. I need to go do a load of laundry.
I hear that. You can do my laundry too.
Laundry will always, always, always be there for you.
I know.
Melanie says
It never ends.
Same with dishes.
And the dishes, yes.
Melanie says, I also learned to read patterns that way. Yeah, that I find that's the best way to learn to read patterns. Find a video tutorial that has a written pattern and follow along as you're watching the tutorial.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how you learn. That's how you learn to read them. Yeah, I'm fixing to wrap up, Nisi. I hope you have a good day. And Melanie says her hearing is going too. I always say I can't hear you. I don't have my glasses on. Yeah, one thing funny is I used to think that I had hearing issues because like I know especially like on the telephone, I tend to have trouble hearing. And whenever I had gone to the allergist, he checked my hearing because allergies can affect your hearing.
Yeah.
But guess what? There was nothing at all wrong with my hearing.
Really? Huh, that's good.
So
I have
like,
tinnitus.
so I don't know why certain things I have trouble hearing. Or like for instance, like if you go somewhere where there's a lot of noise and people are talking and stuff, I'll have trouble hearing them. But then you see the other people by you, they seem to hear each other fine.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. All right, so it's past time. I go from fixing to cut my life short to going over my time. But yeah, so anyway, I was planning to do my shout out video today. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get it done today or not because like I said earlier, I'm not feeling the best today. So I may not do it.
Yeah, don't push yourself. You want to be at your optimum best, and that really does come across your screen. So I just politely apologize. Most people are very forgiving, and if you're just not at your best, it really does come across. And unfortunately, we I guess in a sense, in the term, we eat with our eyes first. If we see that you're just low energy, you're just not feeling like you're into it, then someone might get the wrong impression with actually even evaluating it, thinking like, oh, this person's just not into it. I'm going to move on to somebody else. So for sure, if you need to take a little bit of a break, get rest, feel better, then you'll be more energetic and you'll have more fun with it. And then and you won't have that in the back of your mind going, oh, I look, I feel like, terrible, and then I'm pushing through this, and that gets exhausting. So yeah, definitely take care of yourself.
And I mean, I may feel better later on in the day, so I'll just kind of play it by ear.
Yeah.
Um, but it may be next week before I get my next shout out video done. I've been behind on the shout out video. I try to do one every 2 weeks, but
Hmm.
um, sometimes I go longer than that. And then and kind of the same thing with my knitting Friday video tomorrow. I haven't gotten a lot of knitting done this week. I know I'm behind on my temperature blanket by at least 5 days. I need to catch up. And then I haven't gotten that many rows done on my peacock shawl. So I it depends on how much I work on it today, if I get that much done on it. But I may just wait till next week to do the next Knitting Friday video. Um, but this week has been a busy week with when it comes to lives. I have 5 lives I'm doing this week.
Ooh, that's a lot.
What it is that both the collab lives that I'm in, it fell this week, and they both are on my channel. So yeah. Oh yeah, that reminds me. Sunday is the Five Yarnaholics live at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time, which will be on my channel. And then Saturday I go live at 12:30, and Kelly with Kelly Creates will be my guest star Saturday. Yeah. 5 lives this week.
That's a lot, girly.
Usually it's 3 times, but I'm in those two collabs. But anywho, I guess I better really finish wrapping up now. So I hope y'all all have a fabulous yarny day. I want to thank everyone for watching. I enjoyed chatting and interacting with y'all, and I hope y'all enjoyed this live. And again, those that watch the replay, I want to welcome y'all too, and I hope y'all enjoy it. And feel free to ask the questions that we asked. I mean, answer the questions we asked. And yeah, so be the light, everyone, and bye.
Bye.